It is one of the most significant natural disasters in U.S. history, an event no one in the Pacific Northwest will ever forget, the eruption of Mount St. Helens. On May 18, 1980, after weeks of showing signs of life, the volcano erupted, blowing off the top 1,300 feet. It triggered a landslide considered the largest in documented history that left 57 people dead.
And this weekend marks 45 years since the devastating moment that altered the landscape and changed the lives of many in the region. And a King 5 employee witnessed the transformation to the area surrounding Mount St. Helens. Meteorologist Rich Marriott was there days before and after the historic eruption. Rich worked for the U.S. Forest Service at the time and took an NBC News crew on a tour of the destruction.
We saw human tracks in the ash. We saw abandoned cars. We saw a school bus that was kind of into the trees. I mean, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it right now. I mean, it was really, really eerie.
Rich had been working at nearby Spirit Lake just a week before Mount St. Helens erupted. He was studying avalanche risks on a potential cross-country ski area. Rich is joining us at the desk now to talk more about what you saw just days after the eruption, Rich. And you look back at it now at the footage. Does it feel like this just happened? You're back in that moment?
It still affects, I mean, I still get goosebumps when I think about what happened. It was pretty remarkable. It just happened that we were studying, they were thinking of expanding the track skiing around St. Helens, or around Spirit Lake, and so as part of the avalanche center, we were kind of looking at avalanche dangerous stuff and anticipation of that. So we were getting extra weather observations and stuff from down there before the eruption. Then once it hit, and the USGS people were in working in the red zone, which when you shake a mountain, you bring more snow down, so we had to do avalanche forecasts for them. So we were working in the red zone with them part of the time. And we were down there actually 10 days before the eruption. We decided it was too dangerous for our observer and our instruments, and we took them out.
Wow.
And then we were down there on the rescue flights 4 days after the eruption. And that's when Chris Wallace asked for volunteers to guide them around the place, and it was remarkable. The rescue flights were flying a set grid, but basically NBC had 2 helicopters and permission to fly anywhere. So let's go over and look at that, which was pretty, it's again, goosebumps.
Yeah.
But the transition from what it was before, just pristine, beautiful lake, gorgeous forest, and then, basically 2 weeks after I was there the last time, it was just like a moonscape. I mean,
everything was gone.
There were vents, steam vents, and there were sulfur deposits, and there were chunks of ice the size of houses laying there on plus the remains of human habitation around. So it was just, it still is very hard to believe we were still in the same place. And then to go back and see it, 45 years later, it's remarkable to see it, how it's recovered, which is really, I mean, it's devastating, but it's really interesting to see how nature works. So it's pretty impressive, truly.